It is not easy to admit, but more often than not, the thing that was slowing down my company was me. And not because I lacked vision, but because of how much I was communicating that vision. Now, this is hard to face, I gotta be honest. Because when you try, when you care, you want things to go perfect, you want them to go right. But when the results do not show up, it is way easier to look outward and blame somebody and much harder to look inward. If you've ever felt like your team is not performing the way that you expect, but you're sure that this is not a commitment issue, it might be a focus issue, or they simply just do not understand what you're asking for. Okay, this video is for you. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 7 mistakes that I've made while leading teams. Mistakes that will cost you. They cost me friends, employees, money, and time. Now I'm going to show you how I fixed them to finally get things moving the way that they need to. The very first one, it's the most common, and it's also the most dangerous, because on the surface, everything looks fine until boom, it blows up. Who made these mistakes? It's me. Peter Murphy Lewis. I scaled a company from scratch to hundreds of thousands of customers across 4 cities, and I recently exited. I just sold it. But along the way, I made every marketing mistake in the book and communication mistakes as well. Today, things are different. I help CEOs build clear, profitable marketing strategies that actually grow businesses. Some call me a fractional CMO, Chief Marketing Officer. I run a 15-person marketing team. I've worked in TV, documentaries, and sit on the boards of major institutions. And now I'm here to help you skip the mistakes that I made so you win faster. Let's dive in. Mistake number 1, mistaking silence for alignment. Many times, I thought everything was fine with the team. No one was complaining, no one was pushing back, no tension, no visible issues. But then a crisis slapped me in the face, hit me right between the eyes, and I realized something. Behind the silence of every teammate, there was something else. There was confusion, frustration, in some cases, resentment. That's when it hit me, and something that's got stuck with me ever since. Silence doesn't mean alignment. Sometimes it means fear. Sometimes it means people have given up. You can see it in their faces. A lot of times it just means that they don't understand your vision. Don't assume clarity just because no one asks a question. And don't ask, is that clear? Ask it this way. What did you take away from this? What are you focused on this week? What can you do today? Because once there's confusion, the next thing to go is their focus. When your team loses your focus, this is going to be critical. It's only a matter of time before you and they lose momentum. Mistake number 2. This is pretty important. Listen, the task talk, everything around the task kills the focus. One of the most important traps that I've seen and falls into this. You spend all day talking about tasks. Tasks get checked off. They go into your software. Tasks get reassigned. Tasks that fill up your dashboard and make you feel like you have progress, that false sense of progress. Yeah, we've all been there. And yeah, that gives you the sense that things are moving, that you're checking off the list. But that's not order. That's control. So here's the issue. When you talk about tasks, people will execute, but they do not connect. They don't think bigger. They don't feel ownership. They aren't thinking about strategy. They aren't thinking about revenue. They aren't thinking about culture. They're not emotionally invested. They're thinking about the task. A team that checks boxes does not scale. You need people who think, who solve problems. You need people who make calls, who make decisions. You need, more importantly, you need people who take the initiative, not task doers. So where is the shift? What is the shift? Start every meeting with the why before jumping into the what. Context doesn't just improve execution, it builds commitment. And even when you think that there's enough clarity or you think that you've said it clearly, there's one mistake that can quietly unravel everything you're trying to build. Mistake number 3, the quote, I already said it, end quote trap. I already said it? This one has cost me multiple times and a lot. I've shared a specific expectation across 3 different meetings. I thought I was clear. I assumed everyone got it. It never happened. No execution. Why? They didn't hear it as a priority, because communicating is not just saying something. It's about making sure the other people actually process what you meant to say. After a key conversation, ask for active confirmation, not a casual got it. Ask, how are you planning to approach this? What are you going to do next? These simple steps can change everything for your team. And if there's no real back and forth between you and the team, you don't have culture. You have people guessing what you want them to do. The fourth mistake, weak feedback. This is equivalent to weak culture. And speaking of culture, you know what kills this faster than anything? Weak feedback. Okay. Non-existent feedback. I had a season where I let things slide. I didn't notice things. I didn't say anything. I told myself it's not that big a deal. They'll figure it out. Weeks later, this all blew up. But by then, trust had already eroded. The team had started to write their own stories, and they weren't good ones. They had started to work on projects that were headed in the wrong direction. This is where I learned saying good job is not enough. It doesn't fuel people. And waiting until things are on fire to give feedback, this destroys the team. It demotivates the team. It drains the team. The best feedback is never dramatic. It might be dynamic, but it's not dramatic. It's quick, specific, consistent. Do not wait for a meltdown from somebody on your team to speak up. Give feedback while things can still be nudged with a comment, not a correction. Mistake number 5, confusing responsibility with ownership. I think this one's my favorite. If you want to truly step up, there's one word that changes everything. Ownership. There's responsibility. There's accountability. And then there's ownership. Ownership does not happen by accident. It gets modeled, gets communicated, gets reinforced. It turns into a system. And it starts with you. When you say to your team, just do your best, you're leaving the door wide open for minimal effort. Try this instead. This is yours. I trust you to make the best decision when I'm not in the room. This changes the standard. This changes how people show up. It shifts how they think about their work. And more importantly, it changes your outcomes for you, your outcomes for your company. Mistake number 6, the phrase, do your best. Saying do your best and expecting excellence is a serious mistake. If you're serious about shifting your leadership, there's one lever that moves everything faster than any other. It's your communication. Here are a few simple but powerful moves that you can make today, right now. Avoid vague language. Don't say, make this better. Say, I need this done by Friday and it needs to hit X standard. This is success. At the end of every meeting, don't assume anything. Ask everyone to share what they took away from the meeting, from your words, from the creative brief, what you presented, and then ask them what they're going to do next. And repeat your key message more than once. Say it in the team meeting, say it in the one-on-one, make sure that it gets put into your project management tool in writing. If it matters, I'm going to repeat it. If you want a mental framework to stay grounded, think about it like this. Clarity moves to execution. Execution moves to feedback. Feedback comes all the way back around to clarity again. This loop, it doesn't break down, it's a system. The 7th mistake is underestimating communication as a leadership tool. This is your tool. As a leader, as a CEO yourself, this is your tool. And here comes the part that will sting. It stung for me. But this communication leadership tool will free you. If your team is not performing, don't start by digging into the metrics. Start by listening your own words. Because leadership is not about setting the strategy. It's about bringing clarity to it, reinforcing it with consistency, and having the courage to say what others might avoid saying. If any part of this has resonated and you're starting to realize that your communication might be the missing link in your team's performance, do not just leave this as an insight or a video that you watched online. Take it and turn it into action. I share practical tools, frameworks, and stories like this on LinkedIn every single week, every single day. All of these are designed to help leaders like you communicate with more clarity and lead more with confidence. If you want to start sharpening how you lead, follow me on LinkedIn or send me a message. I'd love to hear which of these 7 mistakes you've seen in your own leadership. I've seen all of them in my own. And sometimes one shift in how you say something can change everything about how your team shows up. Let's make sure your message is actually landing.